Welcome to another episode of The Inquisitive Analyst. I'm your host, Marcus Udique. It's the show where we chat about business analysis and project management issues and the challenges and triumphs within those fields. It's inspiring, it's informative, and of course, it's very much inquisitive. My guest today is a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and a project management professional. He is founder and CEO of PMaspire Singapore, which is helping project professionals in 120 countries in 7 international languages, and has global offices in Singapore, Canada, Bangladesh, and the UAE. He was awarded the most influential CEO of 2018 by the American magazine, The Silicon Valley. His company, PMaspire, has won national ICT awards of 2018 and 2019, respectively, for e-learning platforms and AI-based PMO software. He's also created the AI character Ali, which is the artificial intelligence for PMO software. Please help me welcome to today's show, joining us from Singapore, Abdulla. Welcome, Abdulla.
Hi, Marcus. Very good morning to you. Thank you very much for having me on this show.
You're very welcome. A very good morning to you too. So I thought I'd start out by asking some things about your software, your PMO software. It's quite intriguing to me. So can you provide a background story as to how you became founder and CEO of PMaspire?
Oh, well, that's a long story actually. I will cut it short. Right. So I was a software sales guy. So I used to travel different countries. I was the country manager of a multinational software company, and I used to travel different countries to promote and develop the markets for the software. My core role was to actually tap the untapped market, find out the good partners, enable the partners, and help them actually make the sales. So during this journey, I had to manage big clients, big names. And during this tenure, I had the experience to manage a lot of projects. Then I realized probably I'm very good in communication, in stakeholder management. In context of project management, because the deal I had to close, I had to coordinate those deals as well. Then I got interest into project management. I did my PMP. Then I realized maybe I can be a good trainer as well. So I started my own company. So when I started my own company, and I realized when I started teaching project management, I realized that many of the professionals, they are not able to actually learn the project management because most of the classes are kind of like theoretical classes. There is very few options for practical simulations and all. Then I realized there is a need for simulations, and there is a need for software for the project management trainers as well. So that's why we started our company almost like 6 years back, with 4 products. Number 1 is certifications programs. Number 2 is PMP exam simulation platform. We call it actually enterprise exam simulation platform, where PMP exam simulator is the first product. Then we have these project management training simulators, so that the training companies can help their students manage and train their students, right? Then also we had this partner program. So we realized that this is a big market globally. And if we can help our partners through these simulations and revenue sharing model, that might be a very good business model. Then started 6 years back because there was a gap probably in the market to fit in. Long story short, Marcus.
Wow, that's very nice. And of course, I mentioned in the introduction that your enterprise e-learning and simulation platform is available in 7 languages, and this blew me away. So you got English, you got Spanish, Arabic, Portuguese, German, Chinese, French. Why 7 languages? And why those 7 languages actually?
Yeah, I feel really excited when I shared these, the background. Why 7 languages? Because you see, initially around when we started this partner program, so our target market was all the training companies and trainers. And one of the key gap was trainers, actually their primary revenue was only the training, right? But at the same time, their students also needed a kind of simulator for practice. Then we came up with the tagline called, why don't you create your new revenue stream, right? And within first few months campaign, we had like 200 plus, trainer onboarded in our platform as a trainer. right? Then, and these trainers from different parts of the world. They're from Spanish region, Portuguese region, Asia Pacific, China, and other parts. And they started saying that, come on, Abdullah, why don't we actually give us this particular? You have amazing content in exam simulation. You have amazing platform. Why don't you make it in other languages as well? Why don't you make it local language? We may help you out. Then we realized there is a big market, and we started launching one by one. The second product we launched about Spanish exam simulator in collaboration with one of our partner in Mexico, whose name is Kinectara, big company. So they help us translating the product initial phase. Then gradually with the same model, we develop the other products as well. And you see, we are almost covering the entire universe, right? It's kind of like, you have the Spanish, Portuguese, this part, you have the Chinese market, you have the Middle East, the Arabic, right? So, and the German, another very niche market, and the French market, right? So, yeah, this is a background story. And gradually, in last, actually, 6 years time, it took us. On the day one, we couldn't launch the 7 language, but within first 3 years time, we launched the remaining products as well.
Wow.
And we're really happy that we are actually able to help professionals into the other parts of the world in their local languages, and people are getting certified. They're sending us thank you messages. That makes our day.
Well, that's fascinating, because I think most software, it's usually in the language of the country that you're in, right? So Spanish software in Spanish, English software in English, Chinese software in Chinese. But the fact you've actually incorporated all of these makes it so much more marketable and much more accessible to so many different markets and different economies at the same time. So that's great. I think it's fantastic. Now you have offices in Singapore. That's your headquarters. You've got offices in Canada, Bangladesh, the UAE. Any plans to enter the American market, the US market?
That's a good question, Marcus. Actually, with the current model we have, we strategically set up these 4 offices, right? One is for APEC, one is for SAARC, and the back office, one is for North American region for Canada, another office in Middle East, in Dubai, to cover up the entire Middle East regions, right? Interestingly, our business model is more like partner driven, right? So we have around 500 plus partners, and probably out of 500 partners, we have more than 50 plus partners only from US, right? And these 50 partners, they're probably giving us like more than 40% of our revenue.
Oh, wow.
Right. So that's a good number. That's a good number. So with the current business model, we don't have any plan to launch have another office, because no need, because most of our platform is SaaS model. However, we are having some more new product and service into the market in project management, and we are into process setting another 2 companies in US, because that requires US entity to cover up the business model we are thinking. Actually, we will let you know shortly. This is again another very exciting project management related product and service. Probably the first time in the world. It's coming up very soon.
Very nice, very nice. So take us through PMaspire. I mean, what's the purpose of the software? You've explained a bit of this. Maybe you can go in more depth. And why is it so important for project, program, and portfolio managers to use this software?
From day one, our plan was to have a company which is very much focused in project management. That's why you see PMaspire means project management aspire, right? So our philosophy is we are a hub where anything you need regarding project management related product and service, we have the entire project management suite. That's why our slogan is we are the hub. We are the project management hub. So anything you need regarding project management, you just drop us a message. We are able to help you out either from own office or through our partner networks, right? So, and with these missions, actually, we are working, and all the product and service is covering these project programs as well as portfolios, right? Okay. For example, not only this, even we have the entire PMO suite. Right, entire PMO suite. When we say entire PMO suite, we say we have one global certification called CBPMO, Certified Baseline PMO Consultant certifications. We have these PMO consulting, and we have these PMO softwares as well, right? And this particular area also covered these project programs and portfolio areas. So gradually, we are working on this, and definitely, when it comes to project management, I mean, the kind of product and suite that we have actually helping these particular zone, project, programs, and portfolios as well.
Yeah, you guys did a pretty good demonstration for me. I was just blown away. This is
Oh,
fascinating.
really? Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So how do you onboard a PMaspire how do you onboard PMaspire to customers? You get a customer, how are you going to onboard them?
All right. So mostly we have two kind of customer. One is our retail customers, another one is our partners.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So as we mentioned, we are kind of like partner driven, right? From day one, as an entrepreneur, my thinking was how we can make money when we are sleeping. Mm-hmm. Right. and that's why all the product and services that we have, these are all SaaS model, cloud-based SaaS model products. That means system is running, you are sleeping. Mm-hmm. Your customers are coming to your website, or they're buying for the product from our website or from customers, our partners' website. And once they're making the payments, automatically system is sending them the credentials. Automatically system sending them the video tutorial so that how they can operate the systems and all. When our partners need any system support, they go log into their partner portal, and they manage their financials, and let's say someone wants to purchase like 500 packages of exam simulation software. So they just log in, they buy it, and system automatically add these 500 packages to their wallet. So the whole system we have automated, right? So very few manual intervention, except the initial conversations and all, right? So yeah, this is how we manage.
That's nice. Superb. So take us through, there's an e-learning section of your software. Maybe you can kind of explain a bit of the functionality and the capabilities of the e-learning section.
Sure. Well, actually, as we mentioned, we had initially these enterprise exam simulation platform, right? So that was the core engine. Later on, we started getting a lot of response from our customers that we need a platform where we can put our own contents and sell it by our own, right? So then we have created another version of the exam simulations. We call it actually the enterprise learning management system, which is kind of white level LMS. When we say white level LMS, that means you subscribe, you host the application with your with your own domain like marcus.com, right? You put up your own contents, and you create your packages and you sell online, right? It's more like it's your own Udemy, right? So and due to this pandemic, actually especially last 1 year, this product actually became our cash cow, right? Because because the whole world had to move to online platform for learning and training and so forth. So probably the right time, the right products launch in the market. The product is very mature. We have more than like 400 plus enterprise clients across different continents. And also this product is available in several languages as well.
Fantastic. So can I integrate PMaspire with any third-party software?
You see, we have different kind of softwares, right? We have the exam simulations, we have these LMS, we have these PMO softwares as well, right? So it depends. So for example, if you ask me like LMS as well as PMO, these are kind of like enterprise applications, right? So we have these built-in API. So when we say the API, that means it can transfer certain number of inputs and outputs. However, we have to understand the client specific need, like what is the volume of information they want to pass through our system, and probably it will vary based on the customer to customer. But there is a default API which can be integrated with any third parties for basic information.
Okay, fascinating. So take us through the PMO side of the software a bit, like the project management office side of the software.
Sure. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, by all means. Sure.
Maybe you can make me the host.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you should be able to share.
I should be able, right? This came up, right?
All right. Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
I can see it, most indeed.
Fantastic. Sure. So you see, this is a very interesting software, one of our favorite, my favorite software actually, because I tell you the background reason. Um, we are a project management consulting companies as well, right? So any PMO consultant, and we always talk about these, is your PMO automated? Is your PMO has been set up properly, right? So do you have a PMO or so forth, right? And whenever initially couple of years back, 4 or 5 years back, when started, set up these, PMO offices for large enterprises, we realized there is a gap. What is the gap? The gap is most of the consultant will come and give you the policy, procedures, templates, forms, right? And they will give you a lot of documents. These are the documents to set up your PMOs. That's very good. But the number two is definitely, the policies and procedures set up, you have to actually, share this knowledge within the stakeholders, within your PMOs, right? Number three is very important. How you are adding the value into the PMO and it is getting visible to the top management, right? So most of the cases, PMOs are unable to produce visible results, real-time PMOs, project management informations to the top management. When I say real-time, that means, let's say you have 10, 15 projects going on, right? So what is the top management expectation? Top management expect that I want to know what is my real-time project status, right? So, and this is the whole reason you have a project management office, right? So if your project management office do not have an automated system, you cannot actually produce all the real-time data. So what is happening? Most of the cases, PMOs actually generating manual data, and these are mostly not reliable, right? And that was a gap. And that was the gap not only for the PMOs, that was the gap for the PMO consultants as well, right? Because after a certain time, over 80% PMOs fail within 3 years, right? And one of the basic reason is top management is not seeing the value, not seeing the visibility. Then we thought, why don't we create? We are a software company. We understand a little bit of project management, right? Why don't we initiate, a project where we'll help project, PMOs to automate their, the project management office. And that was the background to start and having this artificial intelligence based project management office software. It's not just a project management software, it's more than that. It's more than that means, your risk management, your issue management, your change management, everything is integrated. Even if you wish to manage your backlogs, agile project management, if you have an, agile PMO, then we have like Kanban boards, we have these, burn down charts, we have backlog management, we have bug trackers, right? So everything is built in. So it's more like hybrid project management, because the whole world is moving towards hybrid project management. It's not only just agile or waterfall, it's a hybrid one. So this is an ideal tool where basically you can manage any kind of projects as per your organization's need, right? So you may be asking questions like, why AI? How AI is using in these platforms, right? So you see, probably I have given more than 10 speech to different conferences only based on these particular product, how AI drives PMO. This is one of our one of my signature even for the conferences. How AI, think of a situation, Marcus. Let's say you have a risk, high risk, severe risk, right? And if you do not solve it by tomorrow, it might become an issue, right? And probably the risk is happening in the middle of the night. How the top management is getting notified. So what we did, we literally added Ali into the system. What Ali will do, Ali will pick up a phone and or email, it will send an SMS to the boss or the project sponsor that there is a risk going to be expired tomorrow. Please take actions, right? Same goes for issue. Think of the situations. Most of the time, your project managers spend times calling people. Hey, Jack, did you update this particular task? Hey, John, what is the status of the job, right? Can you really update it? Why don't you automate it, right? So what if Ali is doing this job? Ali is actually picking up the calls based on the the deadlines that you have set in the software, and he's making the calls. She's making the calls, right? There is a task due tomorrow. Please close it and so forth, right?
Mhm.
So, and also, if you are about to assign a task, let's say you have a very important task, and you have two options. So Jack and John. So who is the person you're going to assign this particular task? And probably your the background the information you need. Who is the most efficient to do this job, right? Right. So if Ali gives you this data before assigning this task to you, like Jack has 97% completion rate, and John has 90%. That easily you can pick up. Jack, he is more efficient to this job, right? Same way, I can give you 10 more examples how AI actually can operate into this platform. I give him one more example, which is like lessons learned. Lessons learned. We have a very strong lessons learned database module here. So let's say you have your lessons learned for last 1 year for 10 different projects, right? And you're always putting this information into the system, whether which one you have done wrong, how you have overcome this particular challenge, and what is the recommendation for the future projects. This is the lessons learned database you are creating, right? Next time, and what Ali is doing in the back end, Ali is learning the patterns, right? She is learning what kind of typical mistakes you do, right? So which are the areas organization is failing? Because when you're giving this particular data, system is capturing based on the task and the characters and a lot of other stuff, right? So next time when you are actually planning a project and creating your WBS, if your systems give you this information, this kind of project you have extended 5 times before, this kind of project you are working now, it has been revised 10 times before in last 1 year, then probably you will do a better estimation this time, right? So these are the different ways AI actually can help you to manage your projects, programs, and portfolios, right? Just to brief, normally it takes an hour to actually explain how AI basically works into project management.
Well, that's good. That's fantastic. And what type of technical support do you guys provide?
Well, actually, the products these are, we call it actually products, right? So these are kind of ready-made products with fixed features, functions, and so forth, right? So what happens normally in a SaaS-based product platform, we almost work like 18 hours a day because we needed to support our partners and customers all around the world, right? So we only sleep six hours only, but we really enjoy it. So most of the cases, our support is chat support. We have a live chat option in our website. We have a ticketing system in our all the applications that we have. People can issue tickets, and we give solutions within very short time. And we also have these support email support as well, right? But very first support we provide, and this is one of our strengths.
So fascinating. Now, actually, just one last question I've got for you. Oh, sorry, second last question. You created this enterprise exam simulator as a service, so you call it e-SaaS, enterprise exam simulator. What does that encompass a bit?
All right. So from day one, we had a plan that why don't we create a platform which is scalable? Scalable, right? So like many other companies, we could have just built exam simulator for PMP, right? We didn't do that. What we did, we developed the engine, the core engine, right?
Okay.
So it is not for only PMP exam simulator or Agile. So tomorrow, if you want to actually launch, it's more like a platform and engine, right? So tomorrow, if you wish to launch your own certification exams, right? It could be for PMO, it could be for probably security certifications or anything else. You just have to ask us, we'll issue as a license for you, right? and you put up your contents and you create your own simulator. So we call it enterprise exam simulator as a service, right? So the exam simulation, the concept we brought into SaaS model, right? It's not just only specific to one particular area.
Okay, all right. Fascinating. Well, this is fantastic. I thank you very much for this software. I think this is probably one of the best PMO softwares that I've ever seen. Very comprehensive and absolutely thorough.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So if anyone wants to get in touch with you from the audience, how can they do so?
All right, so it's very simple. First thing is just drop an email at probably at support@pmaspire.com, right? Probably I can write this down in the chat window, right? Let me write it down. So support@pmaspire.com, right? For any kind of any queries or for anything. Okay. If you're interested for PMO, just go ahead and write email to pmo@pmaspire.com. If you want to get in touch with me anytime, just write me an email at Abdulla@pmaspire.com. And if any one of you interested to to join our partner programs or want to learn more about our partner programs, then we have this partner@pmaspire.com, right?
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for this very comprehensive, Abdulla. I appreciate your time and I appreciate the explanation that you've given for your software. Thank you very much.
Same here, Marcus. Have a nice day, and
all right.
stay